I would be remiss to not discuss the madness that I see going on inside the Republican Party right now. What I see going on in what Trump is saying about Carson is akin to what went on when Gingrich ripped Romney to shreds for 9 straight months, much to the happiness of Barack Obama, who watched on the sidelines and then came in for the kill and then ripped Romney apart with the very same arguments that who gave Obama all the arguments to defeat Romney, other than Romney himself? That was Newt Gingrich. Newt Gingrich was a wrecking ball against Mitt Romney. And for me to sit here as a member of the Fourth Estate and not comment on my favorite candidate, who is still Donald Trump, would mean I'm remiss. And I have to comment. I think this is wrong. He's making a mistake. I believe it's bizarre. And I don't know who's more bizarre, Trump or Carson. It's a repeat of Gingrich attacking Romney, which resulted in Obama rising to the presidency. They should be attacking Hillary Clinton's background, her foreground, and her politics, not each other. That's what I say. And it's a very important topic. And I could ask you, whose side are you on? If you want to talk about that, it could be as simple as that. But I'd like to go into this in a little more detail. First, by playing what Trump said about Carson. If you haven't heard it, you've got to say to yourself, why would he do a thing like this? The audience went dead silent as he started to launch into his attacks against Carson, which, by the way, are uncalled for in plain English. I like Trump. I think he's the only candidate up there who would use a tactical nuclear weapon against ISIS. I've said that yesterday. I say it again today. I think he'd be best for the military. I think he'd be best to protect us from the scourge coming over the border. I said that yesterday. I'll say it today. But I think he's going down the wrong hole. He's running down a path. I don't know who's advising him. I don't know why they're telling him to attack Carson instead of Hillary. Something doesn't make sense to me. And I'll tell you something else. There's something more to what I'm saying here, which will take me a while to get to it. I don't like what I see. My suspicions are up. My antenna are up. And I don't like what I see. They should be attacking Hillary. Instead, they're attacking each other. So who's winning? With Trump attacking Carson, and Carson saying, I'm not going to roll in the mud with him. Tell me who came out the clear winner here. Do I have to say the word Hillary Clinton? Why are they doing this? Surely they have the intelligence to know how this is resonating in the country. Why are they continuing to attack each other, mainly Trump attacking everyone around him? You know, maybe this works in radio. Maybe it even doesn't work in radio, but it doesn't work on the national stage. The people don't want to hear you attacking another candidate unless it's the opposition party. They want to hear what you have to say as to how you're going to save America, not how you're going to rip down Carson. That's my opinion. I'm not running for office, of course, but in a way I run for office every day on this show. Everyone in radio is running for office every day. Do you know that? We are on the stump every day of our lives on radio. We're campaigning one way or another. We want you to like us. We want you to admire us. We want you to follow us. We want you to continue listening to us. In other words, we want you to vote for us. So we in talk radio are in politics longer than any sitting president. I've been in politics for 21 years. Every day, think about this. Every day I get up in front of the American public, millions of people. I have to convince them that I'm worth listening to. And despite the mistakes I make from time to time, that you should continue listening to me. You should buy my books. I'm a politician when you think about it. So is everyone in radio. We're all selling you something, aren't we? But I want to say this to you right now. There is not a single chapter attacking conservatives or even Republicans in Government Zero. Think about that. I could have spent an entire chapter in Government Zero attacking liberal Republicans. I could have attacked Rubio. I didn't do it. Maybe a line here or there. I didn't waste your time. I told you what Obama's doing to America. I told you how he's broken the cities apart. I told you how he's pitted one race against the other. I told you how he's flooding America mainly with African Muslims and Middle Easterners. I told you that those are the problems. I didn't attack liberal Republicans. And you went out and you bought the book. And you have a plan, an action plan. And I must say that my book, with its plan and its attack on liberals, I'm sorry to say it, maybe I'm proud to say it, debuted at number 3 on the New York Times bestseller list, while Trump's book debuted at only number 5. Again, this is not an attack on Trump. It's almost a way of saying, Donald, what the heck are you doing? Donald, who the heck is advising you? Donald, you're going down the wrong road, Donald. Why are you going there? Why don't you attack Hillary? Why don't you tell America how wrong Obama is? Show us what his immigration policies have done that are wrong. Show us how he's a liar on climate. Show us how he's printing fiat currency that has no basis in reality. Show us how he's being outtraded with China. Explain it to the people and show why you would be better. Don't attack Carson. Everyone knows Carson's a nice man. Everyone likes Carson because he's a nice man, because he's a gentle, soft-spoken man. What is the value in attacking a soft-spoken man? Does it make you stronger? Something is wrong. I'm telling you, something is wrong. And I have instincts in this business that have been a gift to me from the beginning. I saw it with Michelle Bachmann when she used this show, only to abandon this show, and now to sound like a lunatic. Something's wrong with the picture. And so the best way that I can pursue this is to play a couple of sound bites for you right at the beginning of the show today on Rock and Roll Friday. We're going to begin with Mr. Trump saying things about Ben Carson that are a little worrisome, and then Carson's reply right here on the Savage Nation.
He said he's got pathological disease. He actually said pathological temper, and then he defined it as disease. So he said he has pathological disease. If you're a child molester, a sick puppy, you're a child molester, there's no cure for that. There's only one cure. We don't want to talk about that cure. That's the ultimate cure. No, there's two. There's death and the other thing. But if you're a child molester, there's no cure. They can't stop you. Pathological, there's no cure. Now, he said he was pathological. Okay.
Well, you know, the wonderful thing is it's not really up to me. It's up to the people. They will listen, and they will be able to make a decision about whether they want to listen to the usual politics of personal destruction, whether they want to deal with something better.
Are you personally offended by it?
Let me put it this way. I expect that kind of thing. That's what's been going on in our country for years. That's dragging us in the mud. And I don't expect it to change anytime soon, but I don't have to get into it.
Now, as you could well imagine, the Salenterates in the media, who will not bring up any of the crimes of Hillary Clinton, both current and past, are just salivating over this. The Salenterates in the media who will never touch what Hillary has done as Secretary of State, which has virtually destroyed the entire world order, are so happy to attack Donald Trump. And so Donald Trump made a mistake, in my opinion. You know, people make mistakes. It doesn't mean he's a bad man, but he made a mistake here. Why would he attack Carson in such a vile manner and say that he's pathological? And then say, basically implying he should be castrated. Did you hear what he said? There are only two cures for pathological people who are child molesters, and he launches into child molesting? Where did this come from? Why would he bring up the worst, lowest type of criminal? How does that help his brand? How does that help intelligent, middle-of-the-road people who are trying to decide? And I know liberals who despise Hillary Clinton. I know liberals who distrust her for good reason. They despise her because they know she's no good. They don't want to vote for her. They're dying to vote for a Republican. And they hear this now? Ladies and gentlemen of the savage jury, I cast before you a simple question. And that question is this. What the heck do you think is going on? Why do you think this happened yesterday? Do you think it was a mistake? Do you think it was intentional? And who do you think is the big winner here? Well, that's clear. It's Hillary Clinton. Have you heard one word attacking Obama's insane policies? His failures, for example, in his war against ISIS. We know he was dragging his heels on ISIS. Donald Trump could have gone off on a tangent and talked about how when he's commander-in-chief, he'll rebuild the military and how he will crush ISIS like the cockroaches that they are in the same time he spent attacking Carson. He could have said that Obama is such a failed commander-in-chief that we have to wonder if he's not pathological in his lying. That Obama is such a pathological liar that he has upset the world order. And that should be the issue that we should be talking about today, would be calling Barack Obama a pathological liar, a very dangerous man who is so flawed that he could not even defeat a ragtag army with the most powerful military in the world. I look at war footage of the Iraq War, for example, and I see how skillfully it was conducted against Saddam's army. Do you remember that? Do you remember the footage? You remember what they did in the desert? You think it was a snap and a guarantee that we would win? It was not. But we had, and maybe we still have, some great military leaders. And they sectored off the entire desert. And then they sent in the attack planes. They sent in the artillery first, and then the attack planes, then the helicopters. And they took out every one of Saddam's tanks and armored personnel carriers. They did it section by section. Yet Obama has not destroyed one Toyota pickup truck owned by ISIS. I keep reiterating that main point. It was 6 months ago. ISIS just took Ramadi, or was it Mosul? And they had a victory parade. It was about a mile long of Toyota trucks with machine guns on it, with the Hitlerites and headscarves. Was there one rocket fired by Obama's military? No. It could have been a highway of death. Why did Obama not take out that highway of murderers? That's what Trump should have said. And he should have said that Obama didn't do it for two reasons, one of two reasons only. One, either he's a pathological liar and he's really fighting on their side because he wanted ISIS to take down Assad, or he's too weak to be a commander-in-chief, and that when I am commander-in-chief, I can guarantee you these cockroaches won't be around very long. Instead, he goes off in a tangent and attacks Ben Carson. Ladies and gentlemen of the Savage Jury,